Hello and welcome back to Suspended Foundation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for another episode of Is It Worth My Time? And this time around, it's the Netflix series Alice in Borderland. So before I get started here, let me take care of some business first, then we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. Basically, what YouTube does, takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up there just for you. Also, if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, you get the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. Change it out every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media. So Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. No tier saver on the Patreon. Wait until I hit 1,000 subscribers. Getting close. That way, when you guys give me money, I give you something in return. Also, I have the links to this YouTube channel, my Facebook page, and a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. All right. So, as promised, this is the non-spoiler version of at the beginning here, and then I'll go into spoilers later on. So, what is Alice in Borderland? It is a Japanese series that is on Netflix that is based off of a manga, and it follows these three friends, and I'm gonna probably murder names, but Arisu, Karube, and Choda, and they live in Tokyo. They, of course, and uh, they are. How should I say this? So, they're kind of screwing around at one of the train stations. They're running from the police. They were just, being idiots in the middle of traffic, and they actually caused a little bit of a traffic minor fender bender. And they're hiding out in the bathroom in the subway station when all of a sudden everyone disappears in Tokyo. Yeah. And so what happens from there is they find out that people in Tokyo, the ones they do start seeing some people here and there, and they realize they need to play games, basically like deathmatch games, if you will, in order to earn visas to stay alive, is what this is. And it goes from there. People have been liking this to the Cube in a way. It's kind of, sort of, but not really. It takes a little bit from the Cube, I guess you can say, but it's got some other aspects to it too. That's about all I can say without spoiling it any further, because there's a lot of stuff that goes on in this series. Is it worth your time? Yes, it's worth your time. It actually has character building. You see the characters, what they were doing in the world before, the characters that you haven't met, that kind of stuff as you're going through. It's only 8 episodes for the first season here. It's already been picked up for a second season, so we'll see a second season obviously on this. And I heard about it through some friends of mine. I saw it in the queue. I mean, in Netflix thing. And sorry, my dog's doing weird stuff, so I'm just seeing what she's up to. But yeah, I heard it also from friends that it was actually good, so I started watching it, and yeah, that's what it came about from. So yes, it is actually worth your time. Sorry, she's just doing weird shit as usual. Now, for the spoiler alert. If you haven't watched it, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video you can comment down below in the comment section. All right? You've been warned. Yes, Keith Hamilton. That third episode was a mighty doozy on that one. Fuck. Yeah. Where you don't know who's gonna die, who's gonna live, all that kind of stuff. It's pretty much on the table for everybody to die in this series. And it's one of those things that I was not expecting episode 3, quite honestly, the way it played out. when you start finding out that the suits of the cards mean different things, like what is it? Clubs is a wits game. Spades is strength, and hearts is something that is going to rip your heart out, kind of thing. And then also the numbers on the cards are the increasing levels. Um, C.J. Hicks. Yeah. It's one of those things you're just like, holy fuck. And when you start finding out like all these different people's backgrounds to a lot, like I said, you start getting some backstory on some of these people in some of the strangers of places too. Normally, if I was looking at it the way they did this, I might have had an issue with it, but they did it pretty well, where they kind of shoehorn it in an action sequence, right before an action sequence. And they'll say, okay, here's what this person used to do, or these are how these people knew each other or interacted with each other. And that ending, holy fuck. I mean, you get to that ending, and you're also trying to figure out, okay, so for those of you who haven't seen it, why are these people being forced to play this game? Because if your visa runs out, you get a laser through the head and you die, and it comes from the sky. Doesn't matter if you're indoors, outdoors, nothing. It doesn't make any difference. You're dead if your visa expires, or if you basically give up a secret that you're not supposed to in the game, or if you basically just say fuck it, I'm out, I don't want to play this game anymore, and you kind of yell at the sky that you want to be out, and they laser you, and yeah, it's right through the head. It's pretty vicious actually. And um I even kind of almost liken it to Battle Royale, the old Japanese, which was another Japanese manga that was made into a movie. And if you see that movie, kind of almost, this is almost the blueprint for it, but it's a kinder version of that in a way that people aren't just always scheming to kill each other. Some people are in this, but not everyone is. And yeah, just a good series. And I binged it pretty quickly, and I know I usually talk about, against binging. Um, this one is actually bingeable, I would say. Yeah, it's fairly bingeable. And again, it's on Netflix, so that's what it's made for. They just kind of dump everything out there all at once. Hey, Cheryl. Yeah. So, yes, it is worth your time. It's definitely worth your time. Um, trying to think if there's anything else I could say. Oh, there is some other stuff too in there. Um, the there's a character in there as well that it comes as kind of a shock in a way, uh that it you think it's a female character and it's really not. And you don't realize that until about, I don't know, 4 episodes in of this character, and then they kind of reveal this character's backstory, and you're like, where the fuck did that come from? And they did it actually fairly well, to the point where you're like, okay, yeah, you know. Um, that's actually kind of the level of writing on this. They actually do a good job of shocking you, but at the same time, it's plausible. It makes sense. It's not overly thought out either on this. So you're not kind of going, well, that sounds kind of lame, but I'll go with it. There's nothing like that in there. This actually, the only thing that is the overly thought out, I guess, portion of it is how these people got there. We don't know anything about how these people got there, what happened to the rest of the Tokyo population, anything like that. You never find that answer out, which is kind of odd, but yeah. And the whole thing with electricity being out everywhere except when a game zone opens up, and then these phones are there, and the phones only work for the game, and that's it, and then they're done. Some good stuff, really good. And the puzzles in this are pretty twisted too. They really are. And Arisu, is good at doing these. He's a gamer, so of course he ends up finding out how to do these puzzles a lot more quickly than other people do. Takes him, maybe a death or two sometimes, but yeah, he gets it done. Trying to think. Yeah, pretty much every single game he plays, someone dies at least until he figures out how to beat the game. So yeah, that's the thing that actually kind of sucks about that. But hey, so yes, it's definitely worth your time. It's a good series. Check it out. It's on Netflix. Like I said, there's a season 2 that's on the way already. And yeah, it's good. What else I have going on this week? Well, tomorrow is this little show called The Expanse. I know it's probably on right now because usually they've been dropping it usually on Tuesdays at 4 o'clock Pacific time, and it's like 4:30 right now Pacific time. So yeah, I'm fairly sure that's out there now, which I'll go and watch that later after this. And let's see what else I have. Oh, and then Thursday, of course, is going to be where we find out who won the Wonder Woman stuff, the Wonder Woman contest, Wonder Woman 1984 contest. If you haven't heard anything about that, go and take a look at Sunday with the Is It Worth My Time Wonder Woman 1984. All the contest details are in the video description there. What else do I have? Friday, I'm going to be off because that's New Year's Day. Saturday will be Saturday morning blast off, where I take the genre news of the weekend and the genre stuff you guys want to talk about when we talk about it. Sunday, I'm going to be off. Yes, I'm going to be off on Sunday and Monday is what I'll be off. And then we come back around to Tuesday to Is It Worth My Time? I'm in the process of moving. As you can see, there's, figures are starting to move away and disappear. And yeah, the shelves are starting to become bare. And yeah, I'm pretty sure by the next time by tomorrow, these books might be missing as well. So we'll see. We'll see how far I get in that. It's almost kind of like a puzzle in a way because I've got to move boxes into certain rooms and things like that. And oh yeah, moving's gonna be a bitch. But that's my problem. All right. Thank you to everybody joining me tonight in the chat. And thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below. Also, if you can, hit the like button and the share button as well down there. Also, if you want to know when I'm be on live again next, you hit the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there and all the links to my social media that's up there as well, and all the links to these pages. So YouTube, Facebook, and a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. So I'm gonna let you guys go for the night. I know it's a short one, but yeah, it was something I started watching. And I'm like, yeah, okay, this is something I'm going to do for Is It Worth My Time? I just didn't have the heart to go into Midnight Sky. Midnight Sky was one of those things I was like, I don't know if I want to do it. I'll watch it eventually, but just not right now. Yeah. All right, everybody. I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you, for joining me, and I will see you again tomorrow for The Expanse. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may find yourself having to enter a game in order to get a visa so that this laser light doesn't come down from the sky and kill you, and you don't know how. Yeah, it's a mess. Trust me. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care, and wear a mask. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.